Here we go.
All right.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, this is Christina and Brian Hagan from Your HealthySteps. And about a year ago, I was having some pain in my left big toe right at the first joint. And it was bugging me a little bit. So I thought, as a massage therapist, I'm just going to massage that big toe. Maybe there's a tight muscle in that big toe. So I massaged it, and you know what? Nothing happened. It didn't get better. So I thought, well, maybe I need to work on my whole foot. So I massaged my whole foot. I worked on it while I was watching TV one day, and nothing got better. So I was getting a little frustrated. And then my right big toe started hurting too, right at the same place, right at the joint. So I really was getting a little frustrated. And then I thought, well, I know, Chinese medicine, right? The neck here correlates to the neck of the big toe, and that's where I was having issues. So I thought, okay, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just letting me know this neck is too tight. So I massaged it. You massaged it, right?
I did, yeah.
It felt fabulous for my neck, but help my big toe? No help. And so both my big toes were hurting. It was not getting better. And I was getting frustrated. Yeah. And I thought, shoot, does this mean that I have arthritis? Like, has it started? And I thought, God, I don't want that to happen. So one day I was at our office and I was working on a client, and my eyes just glanced at the, we have this referral pain chart on the wall, and I glanced at that, and there was a common referral to the big toe. Yeah. And I thought, dang, could that be it? So that was a year ago when Brian started putting together his foam rolling program. And I said, okay, Brian, show me how to work on this muscle. So he showed me the basic technique, and I tell you what, that muscle, remember? It was tight.
It was definitely tender.
Both of them, they were tight, but I worked on it, and that was making the pain in my toe less. So I said, okay, what's the next step? So then he showed me the next technique, right? Which we call intermediate. Yep. So I did that, and my big toe was getting better, and then I said, okay, what's the next one? So he showed me basic and or advanced, right? And it was really tender, but I worked through it until the pain went away, and bam, the pain in my big toe was gone. And so with consistent foam rolling, I do it every other day, and no pain anymore. So that's my big toe pain story. And Brian's going to talk to you a little bit about the muscle that was causing me pain. Yeah,
and I wish I had pictures of just her facial expressions because it can be a little tender, but I mean, it's so good to know that it actually it worked, right?
It did.
So the area that she's talking about is what we consider the shin bone area. So it's really the front of your lower leg. And if you just run your hand down from your kneecap down toward your ankle, that's it. That's the bone that we're talking about. And then just off to the outside edge of that, just to the outside, you're going to feel sort of a mushy, muscly area.
On the pinky side.
On the pinky toe side, right? And that's the muscle. There's actually 3 muscles in this area. And we're just going to talk about the biggest one. And that's a muscle called tibialis anterior. I don't want to get too wrapped up in names. But this is one of the muscles that was probably causing her trouble. So we're going to talk about that one today. And again, it's the largest one in that area.
Right.
So how do we know if this area is tight, right? Well, for Christina, it showed up as a pain pattern in her toe, her big toe. But a lot of times it can actually be, we can have tenderness just below the knee. We can have tenderness all along the front of that lower leg. The bone can actually feel achy. Because this is where some shin splints show up. So it can be that kind of achiness, and you can actually feel tenderness in the foot. Right. So there's a lot of stuff that kind of gives you an indication that something's going on there.
Yeah, but first step is just go ahead, do that now. Just feel that bone, and then slide on over to, it's the pinky side.
The pinky side.
And then just go up and down, touch it, push on it, see if it's tender. You want to take care of that muscle, right, before you start getting toe pain or some other referral pain,
issues, which we're going to talk about here in just a minute.
Yeah. Okay, you
go ahead. All right. Where'd I go? Here we go. All right. So how do we know... So basically, what happens when this muscle gets tight, right? Well,
like too tight. Like
too
this
tight,
is the next step of tightness.
Yeah. Well, we can have pain. We can have pain, and it can show up in different areas. But it can also impact the way that you walk, because we're going to talk about what this muscle does. So I guess I could go ahead and talk about that right now. Is what does this muscle do? Well, it helps pull your foot up. So if it's pulling your foot up and it's tight, Well, it might not get your foot out of the way when you're walking, right? So as you're walking, you're landing on sort of on your heel of the sole of the foot, but then the foot gets pulled up so that you can swing your foot around. And if it's tight, that might not be happening, which that's not a good thing,
right.
you know?
So can I just ask you guys, as you're watching it, if you did touch your muscle,
Yep.
tell us in the comments below, just mention, was that muscle tight on you? Just put yes or no. Yep. Let us know, because that's going to help us know how we can help and support you.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Go ahead, let us know if that's a tight muscle on you.
Okay. Because as this thing progresses, or if it gets tighter and tighter and tighter, I mean, you can get shin splints here. They're called anterior shin splints. You can get something really not so good called compartmental syndrome, which we don't want anybody to have. But it can impact, I mean, it affects runners mostly. I mean, runners tend to have a lot of problems here. But you can think about a swimmer. Mm-hmm. This is a muscle when you're doing a flutter kick. If this is tight in this area, it's going to impact that.
Definitely.
So again, you know, it can really, it can create some havoc.
Yeah. Okay. And then...
Do you want me to do the pain patterns?
Yes, please.
Okay, so what Christina had was what was called a pain pattern. This is a hyper-irritated spot in the muscle, but it sent the pain somewhere else. I mean, the cause was in the muscle in the lower leg. She was feeling it in the big toe. So this muscle has a pain referral that goes right down the whole front of your lower leg. You can feel pain in the ankle. You can even have pain on the top of the foot and pain all the way into the big toe. So these are common pain patterns that this muscle can fire off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, well, we talked about where the muscle's located.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we talked about...
Yeah, I was going to say some of the other sports that might impact us.
Yeah.
Soccer players tend to have problems with this, and martial arts. So you know, if you're kicking because the muscle actually helps bring the foot up, but it also rotates it inward. So like if you're thinking about somebody kicking a ball from the inside of the foot, or martial arts. So again, those are some other athletes that can have problems with this muscle.
Okay, so if you're having trouble doing any of that, check out that muscle, see if it's affected.
Yeah, you want to make sure that's cured before somebody assaults you, and you've got to use your martial arts. You don't want to get a cramp in the middle of self-defense. Not going to go over well.
Okay. Well, great. We hope that was helpful for you.
Yeah.
So make sure you have followed our Facebook page so you can get these weekly muscle coaching Facebook Lives that
Absolutely,
we're doing to help you stay healthy, and so you can keep on doing what you love doing.
Yep.
And if you're like all of our clients that have that same question, hey, why are my muscles so tight and sore and achy, even though I'm working out or stretching? Then we have put together 4 videos that explain why. Based on our 14 years of experience,
Absolutely.
We've kind of put this together. And so I'll just put the link above in the comments and just click on that. And, you know, if you're like, you know what, just send it to me, Christina, just write in the comments, say, send it to me, and I will just send that to you if that's easier.
And just a hint here, it's not because you're getting old. And I mean, we are adamant about that. We all are getting older. But that tightness, that achiness, that soreness is not because you're getting older. There's other stuff going on in the muscle that you can take care of.
Okay. So thanks so much.
All right, excellent.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Take care.